This week till now, the market has dropped like a stone. If you look at XRP, it is at a do or die region. Point 4 is going to be that key level for XRP, which it has respected over that long period of time. The micro level supports are gone as of now. Yes, it's not the candle close. However, if you do look at the volume and you look at the price action, we'll have to agree on the fact that that doesn't look good. The only region which now shows some green light is 0.4. If you don't bounce there, it is going to be choppy waters. It's not just XRP. Bitcoin has dropped. Total crypto market has dropped. Ether is dropping like a stone. But what lies behind this? What the hell is really happening in the market? What can we look further? Because fear has seeped into the market as Bitcoin touched 56,000 range. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where the normal retail guys get to learn how to become the next top 10% of this world. Right now, if you're in the market, there is a lot of questions for sure. If you look through the market, you understand that questions are going through the sky. Understanding what the market is doing while fear is seeping through is critical. Dollar has been slowing down. Ever since the rejection from 106, dollar is grinding to the downside. Even during that time, crypto market is getting hit hard. We're not getting a relief rally even. But what's the key point here? What's the key message which the market is at least giving us as of now? Even if you go back for a year, year and a half, or the entire bull market here, what you will notice is that there are very few times where we've actually went around 17%. Majority of these times where we bottomed, Bitcoin bottomed just close to 12 to 13% below the moving average on a 3-day chart. And that's very interesting. Now, say you want to look at a weekly chart, you want more certainty about this. You will see some of these instances where it actually did close to 12. That's big because right now you're close to that. Not perfect, but almost reaching that range. But what is even more important for the crypto market is whether Bitcoin will hold this range. Now, keep in mind, these candles which you saw in the recent past, at one point the price was here. So the candle was black candle till this point. It was a black day. However, by the time the weekly close, the price went back up. Now, I'm not saying we're going to see the exact same scenario. However, if you do zoom in on what happened there, it only took 2 days to come back up. So you understand the fact that if the market has a couple of days, it can bounce off. And when you did bounce off, you didn't have a ton of volume. Still, that one bounce was enough for the market to stay happy. The market on a long-term narrative is still in this structure. Your horizontal support is here, which you are breaking right now, but the long wick low of 56,000 still stands. So if you are a bull of this market, then you're more or less getting a little bit concerned right now at this point. And if you remember the argument which we have been making on the long-term trend line, now you have serious concerns because Last time when you bounced off from this region, it was a positive move from the market. But what about now? Now that the Bitcoin just broke below this, and that breakout here shows you the strength to the downside on this particular candle is big. So if you are following this trend line, that means your next major support lies here. That was the worst case scenario we discussed earlier, but we're going for that in at least 60-70% odds as of now. The only thing which will change this scenario is a weekly close coming back up to 60,000. Is that a big ask? In crypto market, in Bitcoin, no, we have seen that multiple times. However, the negative divergence still stands, which is not positive in any way. In Bitcoin terms, you are now growing lower and lower, and the chances are high that you may see a break of this trend line to the downside, and the weekly close comes in. So if you do understand Bitcoin and its history, now we are going back to that time where we broke below and closed the weekly, and then everyone was sure it's about to go down, down, down. But the price did the opposite. It went back up 50% and then eventually went into a corrective season. One of the arguments for that is the altcoin market itself. Yes, it's down. It's down 30%. But if you do understand the market and you ask the question, historically speaking, how low do we go before we go up? 32? Okay, 32. We are somewhat close to that region. I mean, that's not a surprise. Now you take the next region. You take this one and you see somewhat close, 30%. So the price action does show you each and every cycle goes through this scenario. But while you go through that, it's not fun. It's not enjoyable in any sense unless you are buying on every week without caring about the price, unless you have a clear schedule of buying. But if you're already in the market from the times here, you don't really care. You're a long-term bull. Now, just take the RSI on this asset and ask the question to yourself, what do you recognize this? This is total altcoin market excluding Ether, showing you that this trend line support, you are now getting very close to that. Very close. Even a 5% drop from here would push the price action below that trend line. So what you're watching in front of you is the trend line on a weekly for the altcoin market standing strong all the way from 2 years, 2022 June. If you look at the trend line before that, which held that long, was here. That went through few years and the price respected that. So right now when you're about to make a decision, you should be looking at multiple things in the market. One of which, yes, it is the news and the narrative, but also the price history. Where did we bottom last time? Because one of the critical arguments which we can put on the bearish side is that the break below the moving average usually doesn't happen in every cycle. You barely wick below that for sure, but then you immediately come back up. But if we don't do that this time here, most likely this is what we are going to watch. It may not be that big 100x pop which we need. It can be just 5 to 10x in the different assets. Dollar is slowing down, silver is going up, gold is going up. So if you take gold on that path, you will see this choppy season. We saw this happening and we talked about this possibility. But the trouble is, while gold goes up in this pattern, crypto is getting beaten up. while gold come back down to that trend line, it's okay, we are doing fine in crypto. But while the choppy season still persists here in the market, the amount of people getting nuked by the market, including me, is going to be hard. We will watch hard times like this. And if you are new in the market, this can be a surprise for you. But if you are here from some time, you've already seen what it felt like. You've already seen what it felt like in 2018, 2020. We've seen all of these. And the recent past is 2022. With the Terra Luna, with the Celsius, with the FTX, we went through a lot. Compared to all of that, on a weekly chart, this is Ether in front of you. You're watching a trend line which is going up. Fine. Now we pick the RSI. What do you see? You're watching another trend line which is going up. Just we came back to that trend line support and we are at that point right now. It took a lot of effort to see this come down because that was choppy, that was bad, it was dropping like a stone in the altcoin market. If you pick the market and look at the assets which were getting hit hard, just in the top 100, you're now watching assets getting new 30% down for the week. And as you go further, you're watching 40% down. As you go further, you're watching 40 plus negative in a week. And usually we say blood is in the street. So that is a time where you look for opportunities when the market is pushing this amount of fear into everyone. So if you are looking at the macro scenario, this is something you should not neglect. And that's a higher time frame chart, which is valid. Even though we understand the fact that this macro is still valid, the trend line is still holding, and the RSI just touched that trend line support, it's not an easy ride. We wanted to see this come down and touch here, but the amount of time and patience and perseverance it took was too much, and the cost we paid is too much too. A lot of lever trades got kicked out. The 3 L's are holding. Spot is great. It's alive and it's doing comparatively much better because when you do see this trend line hit, the next thing which comes in your mind is, where do I buy more? That's the difference between those who have been here in the market for a long period of time and those who are new. When you are here and you understand that these are times where you use the market for your advantage, think about assets which have strong fundamentals but dropped 40-50% till this point. That's where opportunity lies. Now guys, if you received value, smash that like button for me. And if you want further information and updates regularly on the market and the situation, look no further. Join the SI family. I'll meet you guys on next video. Bye for now.